Welcome guys, this is Valerie from Victory Yoga. Welcome to your practice. Today we're going to be having a flow focusing on the change of season. So we're getting into autumn, into fall right now. So we want to have a flow that help us align with the energy right now. So this flow is going to be mostly about grounding, about the change of energy, about calm and relaxation. So if you want to get started sitting on a block or just cross-leg position or any sitting position, and then just bring your back upright and closing the eyes. We're just going to get started with a short meditation to ground ourselves and arrive in the present moment. Just starting being aware of your breath. Maybe noticing how your body feels today. Any emotion rising up. Any sensation or any recurring thoughts coming to your mind. Whatever it is that come up right now, just gently acknowledge and let go. As I mentioned, today we're going to be focusing on change. So to allow ourselves to move forward when changes happen, we need to learn to let go. So today's practice and maybe even your intention can be set around this theme. So I will invite you to bring both your palm touching your heart center. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And letting go through the mouth. And taking another deep breath in through the nose. Letting go, big sigh out. Beautiful. Gently releasing the hands down, and then we're going to open the eyes. Okay, we're going to get started. You can release the blocks. We're going to get started with one both leg extended in front of us. And then we're going to bend one knee. So let's bend the right knee. Left foot is flexed, so the leg that is extended. Place the right foot on the outside of your left knee. Take a deep breath in and lengthen your spine. Try to sit as tall as possible. Draw your shoulders down. Take another deep breath in. This time the left arm is going to go up towards the sky. With the exhale, we're going to just wrap the arm around the right knee and gently twist and gaze over your right shoulder. Keep the spine long, a little weight, minimal weight into the right hand behind you. Gently coming your gaze back to the front, releasing the arms. We're going to swap the legs, so just extend the right leg, bend the left knee, left foot on the outside of the right knee. Take a deep breath in and just sit upright here, maybe having a gentle press of the left knee towards your chest as you roll your shoulders back and down. Next breath in, this time the right arm going to go up, and then we're going to twist towards the left side. This time wrap your right arm around the left knee, left fingertips behind you and gazing back. Okay, last breath here. Coming back, gazing towards the front. We release the arm, release the leg. If you want to have a little bit of a shake of the legs or move the knees left and right. Okay, we're going to come and bring the left hand behind us. We're going to bend the left foot. And then what we're trying to do is kind of a 90-degree angle. We're going to plant the right foot onto the floor. As we do that, we're going to lift the hips to find kind of in a supported side plank. We're going to reach the right hand up and over, maybe even gazing towards your right palm. Take a deep breath in into the right side of your body. And as we exhale, we're coming back down very slowly, releasing your hips. Everything comes down. We're going to do that the opposite side. So this time the left foot extended. We're going to bend the right knee. Right hand goes behind you, fingertips away from you. Point your left toes, lift your hips as you press the right knee into the floor. Reach up and over. Try to relax your shoulders, but activate your fingertips and your left arm. Deep breath. And then we're coming down very slowly. Again, maybe you want to have a little bit of movement into the shoulders. Okay, cross your legs or bring your legs to the side. We're facing the front of our mat. We're finding our alpha. Just going to start with some movements here from some cats and cows. So when you are ready, the hands are about shoulder width distance, knees about hip width distance. And we're going to take a deep breath in, curl your hips, drop your belly, open your heart towards the front, maybe gaze up towards the sky, roll your shoulders back. And press into your hands. We're coming into our cat. Tuck in, curl in, navel towards your spine. Breath in, dropping down, opening up. Breath out, release. All right, we've got 2 more of these. You can close your eyes if that helps you to connect with your spine. You can try to slow down the movement, slow down the breath. You can also hold one of the poses if that feels better and you want to stay here a bit longer. Feel free to bring any variation that comes to you intuitively. Beautiful. And then we're going to come back to your neutral spine. Okay. Walk your hands a little bit further forward. Spread your fingers wide. We're going into our first downward dog of the day. So tuck your toes and then lift your sitting bones towards the sky. First downward dog of the day. Maybe you want to keep the knees bent a little bit more than usual to lengthen your spine. Press your shoulder blades. Press your shoulders away from your ears. Lengthen the spine. Maybe see if you can start extending maybe one heel down at a time. Feel the nice stretch into your calf, into your hamstring, maybe your lower back. Okay. Coming back to a neutral downward dog. Just for one deep breath. Maybe start gazing towards your navel. Slowly from here, we're going to walk the hands towards the feet. So finding a forward at the end of our mat. And then you may want to bend your knees a little bit more. Grab the outside of your elbows. Relax your head down. Maybe move left and right. Maybe bounce up and down gently. Okay, one more breath here. See if you can lengthen the breath. With the exhale, release a little bit lower. Feel free to bend the knees more if you need to. You can even rest the chest onto your thighs. Relax your hands down. Finding 3 halfway lifts. So take a deep breath in. You can come halfway up. Roll the shoulders back away from your ears. And exhale. You got the option if you prefer to have the hands coming onto your shins as you lengthen your spine. And exhale, relax down. And then last round, breathe in. And exhale. Next, inhale very slowly. We unroll all the way up to standing. Very slowly, we're coming up to a reach. Palms together over the head and hands in front of your heart, Samastiti. Take a deep breath in, the hands goes up. We're going to grab a hold of your left wrist and we're going to start leaning towards the right side. Maybe gaze up towards the sky and just feeling that nice stretch into the side of your body. Breathing in, we're coming back to the center. We grab a hold of the other wrist and we go the other way around. Beautiful. Come back to the center, hands in front of your heart. Breathe in, we go back up with the hands. And then we're releasing all the way down. Feel free to bend the knees. Relax your head, relax your jaws. Halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And then as we exhale, we're going to walk the hands towards the front of our mat until we find a plank position. Feel free to drop the knees onto the floor if you prefer. If you're happy to stay onto your toes, just staying here for 3 deep breaths. Trying to press the shoulder blades towards the sky, navel towards your spine, lengthen the lower back. And then very slowly, we're going to find our chaturanga all the way down to the floor. Feel free to drop your knees or you can stay on your toes. We're going to come all the way down, elbows hugged in, releasing onto our belly. Taking a deep breath in, roll your shoulders back, gaze forward, and maybe even lift the hands off the mat. Exhale, relax. We've got 2 more of these. Take a deep breath in, lift up, roll the shoulders. And relax. And then last round, if you want to, you can keep the hands onto the floor, press into the hands and maybe lift a little bit higher. And coming down. We're going to find one child pose, so keep the knees in, so don't open the knees any wider than they are. We're pressing up and over into your child pose. Deep breath here, relaxing. Feeling the back of your rib cage expand as you inhale and exhale. As you inhale. And then slowly from here, we're going to come back into our downward dog. So press your hands down, spread your fingers wide, lifting up, tuck your toes, and then sitting bones goes high. Okay, readjust if you need to. Take a deep breath in, and then with the exhale, bend the knees, look between your hands, stepping towards the front of your mat. Halfway lift, lengthening. Exhale, coming down. Releasing Uttanasana. Coming all the way up to standing, reaching high, and hands in front of your heart. Okay, we're going back down. Breathe in, lift up, maybe gaze up. And then finding a fold, releasing down. Halfway lift. Now this time we're going to take a big step back with the right foot only. Go as far back as you can to land into a runner's lunge first. Adjust your legs if you need to. Roll the shoulders back, gaze forward. Maybe drop your hips a little bit lower to flex into the front of your hip. With the exhale from here, we're going to drop the back knee down, untuck your toes. Keep gazing forward. Beautiful. All right, we're going to walk the hands towards you. Lift higher into your knee. Find stability. If you feel a bit wobbly, just open the left foot a little bit further towards the left or bring it closer to you, either way. And then arms going to go up. Breathe in. Release your shoulders down. Hands in front of your heart center with the exhale. Keep your core engaged. Option to bring the right elbow onto the outside of your left knee. And then find a hook here and maybe gaze up. This is optional. You do not have to do it. Coming back to the center with the inhale, lifting up slowly. And then as we exhale, we're releasing the hands down. Tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, and we take a big step forward. We're going to go onto the other side, halfway lift, lengthen. And then plant your palm. This time the left foot goes back. Adjust your leg, find your runner's lunge, fingertips on the floor. If you can't reach for the floor, feel free to have blocks under your hands so you're a little bit higher. Drop your hips a bit lower, gaze forward, roll the shoulders back. And maybe drop your knees down and come into your Ujjayanasana, fingers on the floor. Beautiful. Walk the hands a little bit closer towards you and maybe bring the foot a little bit further wide. Bring the hands up, breathe in. Find stability here. My core is engaged, trying to rotate the pelvic. Hands in front of your heart. Twisting towards the right side. And maybe if you want to, gazing up. This is optional. You do not have to do it. Coming back to the center, breathe in. Exhale, releasing the hands down. And then the back foot comes forward. Big step forward. Halfway lift, lengthen. As we exhale, this time both feet goes back. Finding a plank position. Chaturanga. Again, you can drop the knees if you want to stay on your toes. This time we rock forward. We're going to come halfway down Chaturanga. Breathe in into upward dog. Open your heart. And then downward dog with the exhale. Okay, deep breath in. As we inhale, we're going to raise the right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. And then we're going to tag your curl in and drop the foot between your hands. Ground your back foot, so the foot is 90 degree. We're lifting into warrior two, sorry. Bend into the front knee, the back leg, the front knee is bent 90, the back leg is active, the arms are parallel to the floor. Palms facing down. See if you can maybe bend that front knee a little bit more to deepen the twist, the stretch. Okay, breathe in, flip your front palm, reverse. As we exhale, come back into your warrior two. We do that one more time, reverse, breathe in. Exhale back into warrior two. Okay, everything's gonna go up this time. Lift up, bring your heels in, toes are 45 degree, arms up. And then with the exhale, we're finding goddess pose. So we're bending the knee 90 degree and then dropping the arms as well, if we can, 90 degree with the arms. We are into our goddess pose. We got some option here. You can either stay here. If you want to challenge yourself, you can start lifting maybe one foot up and then the other one. And then maybe lifting both heels up. And dropping it down. Breathing in, extend everything towards the sky. We're going facing the back of our mat. So this time we're going towards the left leg, knees bend, bring the palms parallel to the floor, and then we're coming back to warrior two facing the back of our mat. Breathe in. Nice. Release into that front knee. Flip your front palm, reverse. And back into warrior two. And last round, reverse, breathe in. And exhale. Okay, this time we're going back up, everything goes up. Bring both the feet 90 degree with the mat, arms up with the inhale. With the exhale, we're finding a fall forward, so bring the hands onto your hips and come all the way down, wide leg fall forward. Release the hands on the floor. Maybe have a little bit of movement left and right. Walk the hands towards the front, so towards the front of your mat. And then we're going to take a big step forward with the back foot. Halfway lift, lengthen. And release. We're going to open the feet this time about mat wide, maybe even a little bit wider than the mat. Toes are pointing out. We're finding Malasana. Drop your hips low. Now into our Malasana, you guys stay facing the front. We're trying to drop the hips all the way down. If you can't, if you have a bit tight hips, feel free to sit on the block. So you can release the hips on the block, hands in front of your heart if you can. Or you can even have the hips a little bit higher if it's too much for your hips. So either way, either sitting on your block. If you don't need the block, you can have it to the side. Now we're trying to have the heels touching the floor. If that's not available, sometimes you just need to open the feet a bit wider. Have a little bit of movement if you want to. Maybe you want to close your eyes. If you want to find a stretch with me, you can release one hand down. Breathe in, the other arm goes up. Breathe out, release down. Other hand, breathe in. And out. Okay, so staying facing the front of your mat, we're going to bring the hands onto the floor. And from here, we're going to find a halfway lift, lengthening. And releasing. And we're coming all the way up to standing, reaching high, hands going up and in front of your heart. Okay, bring your weight into the left foot. We're going to bring the right knee up. And then we're going to open it to the side to find a tree pose. Feel free to use your hand to place it into the inside of your leg if you want to. And then hands in front of your heart. So we want the foot either above or below the knee. Maybe the arms can go up if you want to. And then try to extend the elbows, or maybe find a mudra with your hands and drop your shoulders down. Now from here, taking one more deep breath into your tree pose. And then we're going to open the leg to the front without dropping the knee. Bring the hands in front of your heart center. We're going to extend the right leg as far back as we can. Bend the left knee to land both legs extended. Left foot pointing forward, right leg is 90 degrees. Take a deep breath in with the exhale, finding a triangle pose, releasing towards the front and down. Maybe you want to gaze up towards the sky if that's available for you. One more breath. Keep the side of your body long, lengthen the spine. And then we're going to go back up. Breathe in, maybe reverse triangle, lift the left hand. As we exhale, the hands come back in front of your heart and take a big step forward with the right foot. Land mindfully. We go on to the other side. Left knee up. And then maybe use your hand to place it into the inside of your thigh. Arms up if you want to. You can find a mudra. You can find any variation that you want. And then maybe the knee comes to the front. And then kicking the leg back as your hand comes in front of your heart. To find triangle onto the other side. Extend the arms. Exhale, release towards the front and down. Maybe gaze up. Take a deep breath in here. And then reverse triangle. Lift the right hand up. And then release. Hands back in front of your heart center. Big step forward. Okay, open your feet about hip width distance, or actually a little bit wider than your hips, maybe about mat width distance, toes pointing out 90 degrees. Take a deep breath in, you can reach as high as you can, and with the exhale, gather the energy down as we're coming all the way down, hands in front of your heart into your Malasana. Now we are into our yogi squat. If you've got tight hips, feel free to use a block and place it under your sitting bones. And then you can sit onto your block. Or you can, even if you don't have a block, just keep the hips a little bit higher. Either way. All right, we're here for 3 deep breaths. Maybe you want to roll the shoulders back, lengthen the spine, sit a bit taller. If you are used to final fall forward into your Malasana, you're more than welcome to reach the hand as far forward, drop your head down. And maybe wrap your arms around if you want to. That's also an option to take. Okay, release the hands wrapping around. We're going to reach your hand as far forward as we can. And then we're just going to find a sitting pose. Okay, make sure you are center. Maybe have a little bit of movement into the legs. Move the knees. Shake the legs. Okay, take a deep breath in. We hug the knees, lengthen the spine. As we exhale, we're going to curl in, kind of find cats and cow here. We're going to have 2 of each. Breathing in, lengthen the spine, roll the shoulders. As we exhale, we tuck in again. And this time, if you want to, we're going to rock back and forth to find a laying down position. So feel free to just laying down if you prefer. If you want to rock back and forth a few times, you can just keep your chin tucked in and move forward and back a few times. We meet onto our back, relaxing the head down. And then you can release the legs as well. Now we're going to grab a hold of our block. And we're finding a supported bridge. Now, we want to ground the feet. Take a deep breath in, press into your feet to lift the hips and place the block under your lower back. Now, if you don't have a block, you can use a book or anything else. Now, once we are here, you can either just stay here, you can bring your arms over, extend the arms, or maybe grab the outside of the elbows. Just feeling the nice connection of the sole of the feet on the floor. It's a nice and easy inversion. We feel supported into the hips. Beautiful. One more breath here. And then slowly we're going to release the arms. And then lift the hips to release the block. And then relax your hips down. Okay, we're going to bring the knees touching each other, and we're going to open the feet as wide as possible, as wide as your mat if that's available for you, and release the arms on each side of your body. Relax your shoulders back and down. Just take a few deep breaths here, allowing your body to release. Slowly from here, we're going to just bring the knees to the chest. Give yourself a big hug. Wrap your arms around if you want to. Keeping the right knee to your chest. Extend the left leg all the way down to the floor. Keep the right knee hugged in for 2 deep breaths. And then we're going to find a half happy baby. So we're going to grab the outside of the foot if you can with your hand. If not, just grab a strap or keep a hold of the knee and just press the knee towards your right shoulder. If you can grab a hold of the foot, just lift up towards the sky and just start pressing the knee down, a foot down, so the knee comes as close as possible to your armpit. Last breath in here. And then we're going to just bring the knee back to the chest. Left hand goes onto the outside of the knee and just dropping down on the floor to find a twist. You can open the right arm, palm facing up. You can gaze up towards the sky or gaze towards the right side. Back to the center, take a deep breath in, both knees to your chest to start with, to recenter. And then we keep the left knee in, extend the right leg down. Just start squeezing your left knee in. And then with the left hand, grab the outside of the left foot or just the outside of the knee. Reach that foot towards the sky. And then just stay here into your happy baby, relaxing. And then left knee comes back to your chest. And then right hand goes onto the outside of the right knee as we drop, the left knee all the way down to the right side and open the left arm. Try to keep your shoulder touching the floor, the left shoulder. And finally, we come back to the center. Take a deep breath in. Squeeze your knees in towards your chest. Maybe your head comes in. And we're preparing for our Shavasana, extending the legs about mat wide, hands on each of your body, palms facing up. Closing the eyes and inviting complete stillness and relaxation into your body. Maybe coming back to your intention. Taking a moment here to scan your body from head to toes. And notice if there's any tension in your body or anything you need to let go, you haven't released yet. As you scan down, allow every muscle, every part of your body, every joint to completely surrender to the gravity, becomes heavier and melt down towards the floor. Very slowly, we're going to start bringing awareness back into our body, moving your fingers and your toes gently, your wrists, your ankles, your head. And we're going to give our body a big stretch by interlocking your fingers. Bring your hands over your head, palms facing away from you. Join your legs touching and extend toes all the way up to the fingers. Give your body a big stretch. And release and roll onto your right side of your body, laying down onto your right side just for 1 or 2 deep breaths, keeping your eyes closed. And slowly we're coming back up, keeping the eyes closed. Come into a sitting position facing the front of your mat. Your back is upright, shoulders back and down. Bring both your palms touching your heart center. Take a deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, gently bow your head down, inviting love and kindness towards yourself, feeling grateful towards your body, your mind, and your spirit, and wishing you a beautiful new season. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. I hope you enjoyed this flow. If you have any question or comment, please feel free to leave a comment below, and I'm really looking forward to seeing you soon. I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.